but it is to the first story that I want to turn your attention first. 2 witnesses now describing the bodies of 15 Palestinian paramedics and rescue workers killed by Israeli forces 10 days ago in Gaza. 2 witnesses describing that some of those bodies were found with their hands or legs tied and had gunshot wounds to the head and chest.
Israeli military has changed its account of the shooting deaths of 15 emergency workers in Gaza last month as it continues to investigate the incident. It comes after the Red Crescent released cell phone video contradicting Israel's initial version of events that troops fired on vehicles driving toward them suspiciously without lights or emergency signals. The video shows that when the Palestinian medics got out to approach another ambulance, troops opened fire.
The EU and the UN have called for independent investigation into mass graves discovered at Al-Shifa and Nasser hospitals in Gaza. Photographic evidence of the bodies of children in the mass graves.
At least 283 corpses found in a mass grave at Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis. The UN Human Rights Chief has said he is absolutely horrified. Who do you think those bodies are?
Probably terrorists.
Do you regard what you saw as genocide?
It's difficult to find another word for it, given what we've seen, and I certainly think that the Palestinian people feel that that's what's happening to them, and there's a sense of resignation that they're all just waiting to die with no chance of escape. So, in a word, yes.
Because the ratio of combatant to innocent that Israel has is unprecedented in modern warfare. We know we've killed about 15,000 terrorists. There was a terrible battle in those areas. So the chances are...
How do you think these people died?
In gun battles with Israel.
Why do you think some of the bodies were found with ties around their hands?
Well, because we probably arrested the terrorists.
And then killed them.
Well, I don't know if the terrorists...
The Israelis would say that they're dropping leaflets warning people to move to different areas, so it's not targeted at civilians. What are your thoughts on that?
The green zone, supposedly, they're not targeting, so most of our casualties were from the green zone, and many of them had no evacuation, no warning at all, just a bomb would just drop. We had a vehicle blown up 5 metres from the emergency department in the main street. We certainly didn't get any warning. One of the MAP guest houses had been bombed in January of this year. All of those guest houses are in the Israeli Army's computers. They are designated as safe house.
For me, if you would, how do they fight back with their hands tied behind their backs?
Well, we don't know what they were doing before their hands were tied behind their backs, do we?
No, but if you've managed to cable tie them, they shouldn't,
yes, and maybe,
shouldn't subsequently find them dead, should we?
And maybe, again, we're just conjecturing. Maybe his friend threw a grenade, and then what happens? Maybe there was a missile, maybe they threw a rocket, and then what happens? Again, this is conjecture. I wasn't there, you weren't there. We can't know. All I know is that our army has the highest...
Neither was Amnesty International, and they say there's been a lack of access for human rights investigators.
So my assumption is that that is a deliberate attack. To my mind, it can't be anything other than collective punishment. It's just a consistent attempt to essentially wipe out a large part of the population. It doesn't matter who you are in Gaza. If you're Palestinian, you're a target. 60 to 70% of the people we treated were women and children. We saw a number of children with sniper injuries to the head, single shot to the head, no other injuries. So clearly deliberately targeted by Israeli snipers. And yeah, that was...
מה עדיאל, אתה מודד?
תראה את המתן, יוצא לו המתן. מה אתם אומרים?
הוורוד יותר יפה לך.
נראה לי הוורוד יפה.
Headquarters in Rafah has been hit by an Israeli airstrike. The organization issued a statement condemning the attack. They say Israel's renewed attacks are leaving many Palestinians without a clear sense of safety and nowhere to go.